It has finally happened. Kim Namjoon, better known to the world as RM, the leader of BTS, has officially opened his first ever curated art exhibition, and the location could not be more symbolic. San Francisco, one of the world's cultural capitals. This marks a defining moment not just for RM himself, but for the evolving relationship between popular culture and fine art. What began as a quiet personal passion has now taken physical form, a public exhibition titled Intersections, Sound, Form, and Memory, hosted by the San Francisco Museum of Modern Art, better known as SFMOMA. RM's debut as a curator is being described by art critics and industry insiders as one of the most anticipated cultural events of 2025. For years, he has spoken about his fascination with art, modern, abstract, and deeply human. Through his words, his social media posts, and his travels, fans already knew that RM's connection with visual art went far beyond simple appreciation. But few expected that connection to culminate in something this ambitious. The exhibition represents not just his personal vision, but also a bridge between two worlds that rarely meet: the analytical precision of visual art and the emotional resonance of music. The exhibition officially opened in early October 2025, following months of speculation that RM had been collaborating with SFMOMA's curatorial team. Sources close to the project confirmed that RM's involvement was extensive, from conceptual planning and artist selection to installation design and narrative sequencing. His theme centers on one idea: the relationship between sound and memory, and how human experience is shaped by what we hear and what we see. Upon entering the exhibition, visitors are greeted with a space that immediately reflects RM's personality: minimalist, introspective, and layered with meaning. The lighting, layout, and even the pacing of the rooms were personally reviewed by RM, who worked closely with museum designers to ensure that each segment of the exhibition flowed naturally into the next. The collection itself includes works from both Korean and international artists, including names like Lee Yufin, Ri Sunja, Kim Wenki, Dan Flavin, and Roni Horn. At the center of the exhibition is an installation titled Echoes of Time. This piece consists of suspended metal panels that vibrate with low-frequency sound waves, creating visual ripples of motion that can be both seen and felt. RM described it in the exhibition notes as a representation of how sound shapes space even when silence surrounds it. This idea, merging music and materiality, perfectly captures his dual identity as both musician and thinker. Throughout the exhibition, the curatorial notes, all written by RM, guide visitors through a journey that feels almost autobiographical. While there are no direct references to BTS or his music career, the underlying themes mirror the concepts RM has often explored in his lyrics: identity, solitude, memory, and the passage of time. Each piece in the exhibition is chosen not for aesthetic value alone, but for its emotional resonance, its ability to provoke thought and reflection. One installation titled Between the Lines uses transparent sheets of acrylic etched with overlapping phrases in both Korean and English. When light passes through the layers, the words merge into blurred shapes that seem to shift as the viewer moves. This piece symbolizes the intersection of cultures and languages, something RM has navigated his entire career. Another piece, Stillness Within Motion, is a kinetic sculpture that rotates imperceptibly slow so that its change can only be perceived over long periods, a subtle commentary on patience, growth, and the invisible nature of time. Art critics who attended the private preview have described the exhibition as a rare example of a celebrity collaboration that feels authentic, intellectual, and deeply considered. SFMOMA's chief curator, Maria Keller, noted during the press conference that RM's level of involvement went far beyond expectations. He didn't just lend his name to this project, she said. He shaped it from concept to completion. He asked questions that most experienced curators don't think to ask, about the psychological relationship between sound and space, about how people carry emotional echoes within their memories. His approach was rigorous, honest, and original. For RM, this exhibition represents more than a professional milestone. It's a personal statement about how art has shaped his understanding of life. Over the years, he has consistently described museums as his quiet escape from the demands of fame and music. His Instagram posts, often featuring photos of paintings and sculptures, have served as a visual diary of his journey through the world of art. Now, with Intersections, he has taken that private appreciation and transformed it into a public experience. In interviews leading up to the exhibition, RM explained that he wanted to create something that reflected how he perceives the world through layers of perception, rhythm, and silence. When people listen to a song, they hear emotion. When people see art, they see reflection. But both come from the same place, a desire to understand what we feel, he said. His words encapsulate the thesis of Intersections, that art and sound are two sides of the same human instinct, the need to express what cannot be said directly. The exhibition also features a sound installation composed by RM himself. Titled Lines of Breath, it plays continuously throughout the gallery space, blending ambient tones with field recordings from nature and fragments of whispered poetry. The soundscape changes in tone and rhythm depending on the movement of visitors, creating a dynamic experience that mirrors the living nature of memory itself. RM has stated that he wanted the piece to make visitors feel the presence of time even when they don't notice it. For fans of BTS, the exhibition feels like a natural extension of RM's creative universe. His solo album Indigo already hinted at his evolving artistic vision, featuring collaborations with painters, poets, and visual artists. That album was built around the idea of color, emotion, and identity, all elements that resurface in this exhibition. The difference now is that RM is no longer just responding to art, he is orchestrating it. SFMOMA's decision to collaborate with RM has also drawn attention from the global art community. The museum's leadership described the partnership as a deliberate effort to expand a conversation around what art can be in the 21st century. By inviting someone from the world of popular music, but with a genuine intellectual and emotional investment in art, SFMOMA aims to dissolve the old boundaries that separate high culture from popular culture. The result is an exhibition that is both accessible and profound, appealing to longtime art enthusiasts and newcomers alike. This development also highlights RM's growing influence as a global cultural figure. Beyond music, he has become a spokesperson for creativity, education, and cross-cultural understanding. His speeches at the United Nations and his philanthropic efforts, including donations to the National Museum of Modern and Contemporary Art in Korea, have demonstrated his commitment to cultural preservation and artistic dialogue. Intersections is not just a personal achievement, but a continuation of that mission on an international stage. The impact of the exhibition extends beyond its walls. Art scholars have pointed out that RM's curatorial work may help introduce modern Korean artists to global audiences who might otherwise never encounter them. The inclusion of pieces by Korean masters alongside Western icons challenges the traditional Western-dominated art narrative and opens new pathways for cultural exchange. This is precisely the kind of subtle yet significant shift RM has been advocating for, not through politics or promotion, but through presence and example. Visitors to the exhibition have described it as quiet, introspective, and immersive. Unlike typical pop culture events, there are no flashy visuals or promotional banners. Instead, the focus is on silence, contemplation, and the invisible dialogue between art and audience. Many who attended have noted that the atmosphere feels almost sacred, a space where one can slow down, breathe, and think. That experience, according to RM, was intentional. "I wanted people to feel time," he wrote in the exhibition catalog, "not just pass through it." Critics are already calling Intersections one of the most innovative exhibitions of the year, praising RM's curatorial discipline and conceptual clarity. It's a rare example of a crossover between entertainment and fine art that maintains intellectual integrity without succumbing to celebrity spectacle. The show's success could potentially inspire other cultural institutions to collaborate with artists from diverse creative fields, opening doors for new types of interdisciplinary projects. In many ways, Intersections feels like a culmination of RM's evolution over the past decade. From a young rapper navigating fame to a reflective thinker exploring identity and existence, his trajectory mirrors the same themes that the exhibition explores. Freedom, memory, and responsibility. These ideas run through his music, his words, and now his art. SFMOMA has confirmed that the exhibition will run for 3 months before traveling to Seoul for a special showing at the National Museum of Modern and Contemporary Art in early 2026. Discussions are also underway to adapt the exhibition into a digital format, allowing global audiences to experience it virtually, complete with 360-degree walkthroughs, commentary from RM, and interactive soundscapes. For RM, this milestone is not the end of a journey, but the beginning of a new one. As he stated during the opening ceremony, art has always been about conversation between the artist and the audience, between the past and the present. This exhibition is my way of continuing that conversation. And with that, the leader of BTS has once again proven that his influence transcends the boundaries of music. RM is not only shaping how people listen, but also how they see, think, and feel. His first-ever art exhibition in San Francisco stands as a testament to the limitless nature of creativity and what it truly means to be an artist in the modern world.